Hi guys, and welcome to Top 2 Tiers review of Sword Art Online Ordinal Scale. What can I say? It's another Sword Art booster, another year, another Sword Art booster. This is the second one this year actually, and unlike Re-Edit, this one brings an entire new slew of cards. With me, I have Tim Tom, who is seemingly more regular than either myself or Alprez.
Hello.
And then we have Penguin 420, the dank monster himself, who's just gone back from his locals.
Hello.
Well, not really his locals. He just played Vanguard like a scummer. So yeah, we're gonna cover the whole booster. We're gonna skim over some of the cards when they don't particularly do anything, but for cards that have worth or cards worth discussing, we'll talk about it and we'll throw in memes here or there because that's just how we do things. So rating system: good cards are good. Playable cards are like playable. Well, I'm not going to do the spiel. I'm just going to link to the rating video I did all those years back then, and we'll get on with it. So I'm still using Firefox because I hate myself. But anyway, look, that first card's Elizabeth of some sort. I don't know the name because Firefox is frozen. Anyway.
Lisbeth, Unbending Will.
Yeah, sure, Unbending Will Lisbeth. If you don't have a full back row, this card's attack. And it's a climax combo. Pay 1 when you have the gates in the climax zone. If you do, choose this Lisbeth and another one of your characters. They gain when they reverse a battle opponent, you may salvage a character. Which is an effect we haven't seen before. This one is... it seems fine, right? Like, it seems better than it was in Cinderella Girls.
Dalsenio, right?
It was a Milky Wolf too, I think.
Dalsenio had it as well. Look, this is a set that does have a level 1 bomb. I forget exactly who's on the other level 1. I know there's a Death Gun bomb. I'm not sure there's another one.
Is a bomb really the best pair for this? I mean, there's tons of cards that get big in this set.
Yeah, agreed.
Probably just better cards.
You know, with the first requirement, this card doesn't work too well with Clean Cut. I just realized.
That's true.
Or I mean, like, you could strike with something else, but this needs to declare the attack. So it's
well,
really hard.
No. You could bomb something and then save it with Clean Cut.
No, but you have
to attack to activate anything.
Yeah, you have to attack that, so it has to strike before the secondary.
So this doesn't work with Clean Cut at all unless you aren't activating the clean. We're not going to arrange every single discussion of these cards around your stupid pet Clean Cut, okay?
Yeah, okay.
So for those who don't know what Clean Cut is, it's a level 0 effect that we'll watch the blue video, we'll describe it there. But this guy really likes Clean Cut, Kirito. Meanwhile, I'm here thinking this is probably a playable in like Liz Gun, and that's about it really. I don't think Liz Gun's a meta deck, but it's certainly a playable deck. And it can probably go into a number of other decks running red as well. I don't think it's anywhere near as good as Yuki on average. In fact, I don't even think it's as good as like the 1-0 Arsenal or the other 1-0 Arsenal. Or a card that
or the other 1-0 Asuna.
I think this is probably better than Invites to Party.
No. Like, some people in California would disagree.
What do you mean? This is the same size as Invites to Party.
Yeah, but you don't get power in the center, man. You can't play around their reverse comp, man.
What? Oh, no.
Alright.
Yeah, okay, and you also don't run into anti-changes. Anyway, look, this card's a flat, oh, he's already put it up there. Flat playable for me. Who's that last slot?
It's, just
automated thing, is it?
Just ignore it.
Does this replace the Accelerate package in Liz Gun?
It could.
Yeah, maybe.
I don't think it will, because, I don't know, the Accelerate cards are inherently very powerful. This one has better use outside of that point in time, and like Liz Gun doesn't necessarily want to be playing climaxes very often after that. So I think there's a chance, like it's even with a gate, which is not a bad climax at all. Unless that's a standby, my eyes tricking me, but I really hope
it's a door.
Yeah, I thought as much.
So
seems fine.
Cute, super cute.
It's very worth testing, and like it says it's only 5/5, but since you need full back row, then chance that's probably a little bigger. Plus the climax, so I don't know. I wouldn't call this the meta card, or the meta combat played. All right, next card. It started working. Is this Chain Attack Silica? It is. Well, I'm just gonna call it Link Attack because that's what it was translated as. Link Attack Silica 3295. Really? This is an 11k where your opponent can't play character backups if you have only avatar net characters, which is not difficult. And when this is placed from hand to stage or via the effect of Chain Attack Kirito, which is like a big, it's like a modal summoning multi-attack thing that we'll get to at some point. This is the version of that multi-summon that heals. So you can just play it as a heal, or you can summon it with Chain Attack Kirito and heal, and that's kind of neat. But this is super lackluster, right? Like it doesn't.
I just have a problem when the problem right now is that you can get a card that burns with the Kirito, but I don't know if you want to choose between having to heal and having to burn an extra time. That's not a decision I'd just rather the healer be something else, I think. And the anti-backup thing is not terribly good. Like,
I mean, it's fine, but it doesn't really add anything to the card.
it would be best against tap counters, but the thing is, this comes out after you've already attacked a few times, so, yeah.
But like, this does not interest me. It only goes in the Link Attack deck because God knows you have enough healers for other purposes. So it's like a niche card for me, actually.
It's really good in Silica Waifu because like before Silica Waifu didn't actually have like a
Healer?
like another level 3, right?
Sure. That's probably still niche then, right?
Silica Waifu's a super like it's actually one of like the playable decks in this set, so
Surely the first set Silica is still played, right?
well, I mean you play both, but before you had to play this really bad ping card. I'd rather just play 8 healers in that deck at this point.
Sure, I guess.
Okay.
You can't get the critical mass of pings, I guess. Anyway, look, that's my rating on this Silica. It's this does not look like a card I'm looking to play in 2017.
Agreed.
Alright, next card. This next one is Silica on stage. Shoutouts to Emmanuel Tran. 00500, assist 500, and pay 1, tap this. Give a avatar net character the ability on reverse salvage. And there's no discard attached. It's just on reverse salvage, which is pretty powerful. It's like if you can guarantee a reverse, it's kind of like a Taketsubo effect because it's repeatable. And
It would be better if there were a tap self brainstorm in this set,
Yeah.
but there's not. So when you use this effect, you have to choose between brainstorming and using this effect.
I mean, midway through your first deck, this is probably better because I'm assuming you're not playing this in a Yuki deck because that'd be way too stock intensive to really transition
Sure.
onto any mid game or late game at all, right? So you'd be playing it with like the new Arsenal or a climax combo.
I mean, this would
Silica
be. Would this be just be
package.
better later though? If you don't, when you don't need the mill.
Yeah, it would, but you need a certain number of cards in your waiting room for this to be particularly selective.
Well, that's the
I
thing.
know.
I think you'd rather just brainstorm when the
Yeah.
card is most effective.
Brainstorm with what though? Like, I guess you could
Just
play
any
this Silica-
brainstorm. Just any brainstorm, right?
Oh,
Any of your chosen brainstorms.
At the point where this is like reasonably selective, I'm not entirely sure that a brainstorm's going to be quite as good. But I mean, either way, this card
they're
doesn't
just
seem like.
they're just game state related reasons why you'd want to brainstorm. Just probably for the mill, right?
This card's
Sure.
pretty good with clean cut.
Okay.
Seems playable though.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm going playable minus because I just can't see anywhere this is actually played outside of like Silica Waifu. But I also wouldn't be too surprised if it was played.
Liz
If
gun.
that
I can see
makes
some.
sense.
I can see some Liz gun play. Yeah.
Would it?
Yeah.
Like,
Maybe. It's a lot of stock.
from my experience, Lizgun really likes I mean, it already pays for its Lisbeth accelerate, doesn't it?
That's true. I mean, like you can just change it up, right? You don't have to like rather than actually do like accelerate stuff, you just use this card. I could see it being interesting. I'm not saying it's busted.
Yeah.
Well, it's pretty good in the Silica waifu deck, yeah.
I mean, this is good with like massive things and also with bombs, I guess. Whatever. I'm staying with my rating.
Okay.
Lisbeth, rank personality, so 001k. When another character is reversed, give one of your avatar and net characters a 1/5 for the turn. There's no limit on the number of times.
Old man.
And this seems under spec, but whatever. When you trigger a 2-soul trigger icon, you may pay a cost, so you pay out that climax. If you do, salvage a character and then discard a card. Why doesn't this just salvage?
Why does this cost a stock? They all cost a stock, right?
I mean, the intent is to
one of them
like.
is ditch.
I think that the intention, the intention is to be a climax out, which is just pointless and like.
Yeah, sure, but why isn't it just a plus? Like, why can't it be a plus?
Are they ever pluses?
Uh,
I don't think they're actually ever pluses.
Well,
Like
I guess
the best
they're
you
never
get.
pluses because
The best you get is a card like the Haruhi card, right? The card that kills something. That's the best you got, I think.
yeah,
I think the other ones are either like filters, like costless filters, like the gold bar variants, or this kind of thing where you pay out the climax.
I guess the issue is, I guess, all of the other versions on plussing triggers are pluses because the plussing triggers are pluses, but this is not.
Right.
Look, the other effect is above spec anyway, so I can understand if they're trying to balance it, but this could probably just be a straight plus and still wouldn't be anything close to broken. I like, where does this card go?
I think it's like bad. I actually think it's just bad. I mean, but it has old man effect, but so you can put it in niche. Like I'll probably put it as a niche actually, but like it's hard to say it's bad because it has old man. But like I think there comes to a point where an effect is good, but the card just isn't good, right? It's actually just a.
Yeah. I mean, the second effect is like so much, whatever. It's like you're probably not running 2 soul triggers in SAO.
I mean, even Old Man is just not that great in 2017 unless you're from California and you play Railgun.
I think
Really?
Railgun. Well, I mean, Railgun. That card's just a nice back row card, anyways. So.
I mean, if you take like 15 minutes to make an Old Man turn, then sure.
Oh, okay. All right. So we're at niche, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm on fire today, man.
Okay.
I don't even know where this goes. Like, maybe it goes well. Like, it goes well with bombs, obviously, but bombs aren't like super good or anything. I'm on like niche minus. I don't see myself ever playing this ever.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay, Rika, lively after school moment 0025. Oh god, Japan's favorite. Well, I'm saying that, but I've only seen like 3 lists from Japan running this archetype. When this is placed from hand to stage, mill 2, and this gains X power, where X is 1k times the number of avatar or net characters among those cards.
It's milling. What do we give the AOT version of this card? Like
Playable.
playable?
I mean, that's probably what I give it. It is just playable, man.
Yeah. Not much to talk about, I guess. I feel like there's better red splash though.
Oh, damn right there is.
Silica Suicider, man.
Yeah. So I don't know.
Yeah, just a playable or playable minus if you want to be a bit stricter. I don't think the rate changes. If you're looking to play this card, you can play it. It's here.
It's bad. I'm just kidding.
You're allowed to say that. It's not too far-fetched.
Oh, what the hell?
Oh, this card. I love this.
Okay. Oh wait. I fucked up.
Mr. Silica, yeah.
Yeah, I fucked up.
1176k. Silica preparing. It's 1175 with character encore if you have 2 more of Avatar net characters. You know, Silica had a double R75 with the Angel Beats Tenchi downside. Like,
Yeah.
isn't this just strictly better?
Wow,
No,
that's UA's trademark, dude. You can't say things like that.
Dude,
I'll say
sometimes
whatever I want.
yo, Alf, sometimes you don't have 2 or more other avatar nets, and then which one's better?
So this
Yeah,
is
sometimes you just
strictly
have.
better.
Does Pina have Avatar net trait?
No.
It has net.
I mean, she has net.
So
net.
it's
It has
net.
It's net.
Okay,
Of
okay.
course there's net. What are you talking about? Like, this is strictly better than that stupid 7.5. But that card is signed and this one is not, so weigh it up, I guess.
I mean, if you sack both Pinas, this won't have 2 or more. No, it was still will. Never mind. It's gonna suck.
All right.
Oh wait, imagine if Railgun double pops the field, this card becomes a 1/16K.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Next card.
That's fine. Well, I mean, Silica's a playable card. She's just playable, but only,
Playable.
like,
Okay. 1 second.
she's your typical 1/175 and gets like.
Yeah, but when was the last time 5s were playable? Like, I think it's about time we called them bad in 2017. Aren't they just bad?
I mean, you wouldn't
no,
play
I
this
don't-
in Silica Waifu?
You wouldn't even play it in Silica Waifu because you have a better 1/1 combo that grabs you the Pina.
Well,
Yeah, he's right, but
that's true.
this card is still fine. Like, there are decks that can't deal with 7/5s, like Gochi Usa.
Yeah, but your 1/1 combo goes to like 9/5, I think. It stays like that until end of opponent's turn.
Sure, I guess. Well, I haven't had the strongest of experiences with Silica Waifu. You'd probably know better about that than I would. I'm gonna stay with like playable minus
Call
because it's
the
just a
police.
1/7. All right. Chain Attack Elizabeth. It's a 3/2 10k. So same deal. All of these cards, except for the Agil, I think. When it is placed from hand to stage or via the effective Chain Attack Kirito, you may salvage a character with Avatar on net, and then when it attacks, you may ditch 2 cards from your hand if you do deal 1 damage.
I like this as a
This
link
has gotta be like-
as a link attack target.
It's got to be like at least a 1-off, right? If the 1 damage is likely to be good, then you get this. If not, then you stake your claim on this. Like you stake it on the Sinon.
Do you run this? I mean, do you run the Xenon even knowing that this card exists?
I hate the Sinon. Like, that's a really unfair question to ask me specifically, because I think the Sinon's just a bad card. But
So why not just run this?
I mean, you'd run both, wouldn't you?
You don't
different
have
things.
to. I
The
mean,
Sinon has way more reach.
I mean, you don't really want reach, right? You
but you actually get another entire other attack out of this too. Like,
Yeah, sure, but like 3 and 1 versus 3 and 3 or 3 and 4, whatever. That's a valuable option to have.
You know, I didn't realize how playable this chain attack stuff actually is, because I didn't even know she salvages. Like this card.
yeah, they all plus on
Yeah,
play. Yeah. Oh, sorry,
Well,
the
no,
Xenon
they
the
all-
Xenon and the
they all-
Liz plus on play. So
Yeah, they all give you back some resource. Like the Arsenal gives you stock back. Look, I think
Holy.
it is still quite expensive, which is as with all like pseudo restands.
sure.
I think there's reason to play this and the Sinon. So you have the options. I think having the options is better than not having the options.
I don't know. I just think it's probably up to testing. I just don't. I don't see a convincing case for the Xenon when this card exists, but
Well, like I said, they do different things.
but this is just less stock heavy too. You're spending less stock.
I mean,
Doing
Sinon
this.
is only like 1 stock more than this, even if sometimes it doesn't do
Sure,
it.
but if you're doing like multiple Kiritos, right? I mean, I think
How much hand are you going to have? Do you know, like, you do know that Link Attack Kirito makes you ditch 2 cards as well, right?
sure, but the Lisbeth salvage is on play, so the actual net effect on your hand is just 1 card.
What do you mean?
One- minus
Sinon
1.
draws 1 on play as well.
Sure, but it's an extra stock on the part of the Xenon. That's all I'm saying.
That's like that
But-
that
But
barely
It does
matters.
matter, but it does matter though.
No,
It's like
You're already spending so much stock on all
Tom,
this stuff.
it actually doesn't matter because if you actually do pull off the restand, it makes up
you
for the
probably
stuff.
win, right?
No,
Like,
but I'm talking about the entry, but the cost to actually use the restand in the first place.
It's only one extra.
I mean, sure,
I think the option of having both is good. Or, well, when I say good, I mean better than only playing the Lisbeth or only playing Lisbeth in Arsenal or
I mean,
whatever.
you'll probably do something like if you do both, you'll probably do like more copies of Lisbeth than Xenon. So I think that's like for sure because the Lisbeth is hands down the better one. So you probably go like 4-3-1 or something.
sure.
Or like 4. Yeah. So
And I think like Xenon is not like it does have an advanced summon mode. It's not a fake advanced summon mode like Kyosuke. Like it is something you can advance summon and not feel terrible about. Because it's such a free it's really free, and then it's like it cantrips as well. So I don't see a downside to putting a Xenon in the deck.
All right. What do we give this card?
I mean, this card is going in the deck for sure, because Burn 1 is good against everything except exactly Kimono, and I guess like Log Horizon and whatever. Not that anyone plays Log Horizon in 2017, or Little Busters for that matter. Why did I bring up Kyosuke?
So
This card is like a playable... I could see this going in other decks as well, though. Like, it just attacks and burns 1 for no stop. That's...
no. In other decks, I just like what do you mean by other decks? Like Death Gun does it, and Death Gun is just like why would you make a Lisbeth without a Death Gun? You know what I mean?
Is this
Like-
better than Letho?
Is it better than what?
Letho.
Like the green?
Yeah.
Leva's better spot removal. I don't know. Like Leva,
I don't know, if, like...
you can't. Like I don't know, man. Like would you be like if this was
Is
in
this, better,
another?
is this better than the second Letho? How about that? Assuming you're playing red and green already.
I don't know.
do any of the decks actually run red?
You don't have... You can, I've seen decks that don't run yellow, they just run red, green, blue.
Okay, sure. That's fair.
Yeah, look, I'm getting this playable. I'm not going to hedge any higher. Because I could totally see a world where this just isn't played. But this does go in the Link Attack deck, without a doubt.
Okay.
I'm not going to hedge any higher. Like, I need to play it out to see how many cards I have in hand at that point, and whether or not it's sustainable to do more than one. Because Kirito is expensive, man.
Here's a comparison. Here's a comparison that you can make to try to see if this card's actually playable. So you know the burners that are on play pay 1 burn 1. Those aren't good cards. They're not that good, right? They're like niche. And then like
they're like niche minus, dude. Like I wouldn't play them unless
Yeah,
it was
exactly.
for a specific
And
reason.
if you drop down a Mariel and it runs the stock, that's also not that good. And this card is like the aggregate of both. Like dropping a Mariel, have it go to stock, and then playing an on-play ping one is what this card is.
I think the difference is at the end game when that effect is there, I actually value stock more than hand in most situations.
I don't know.
I wouldn't call the cards good because they cost. It's like a 3/3. That's what you're playing, and it's not good. Whereas this is the 3/2. You can ditch your whole hand. You probably have climaxes and stuff. You're never going to play. So you've got like dead cards. So you may as well not have those cards in hand. And this turns them into a resource. Like, look, either way, I'm not going to make the case for this card being anything better than playable.
Yeah.
But I certainly don't think it's like bad or niche, because you can certainly play this in a lot of different decks.
Yeah, I agree. Playable minus. Yeah, and also, yeah.
Yeah, you're allowed to pick whatever you want. Just making the case for a card, I think, is like, imagine this card in like 2014 or something. This would probably be pretty insane.
Okay.
All right, yeah, that's good. Let's go. Next one, Silica, Too Close for Comfort. This card, oh god, this card. 002K, when you place this from hand stage, look at the top card of your deck, either put it on top or mill it. Climax combo with Standby. when you play the standby, you may bounce this to your hand. If you do, reveal the top card of your deck. If it's an avatar or net trait, add it to your hand. Otherwise, put it back where it was, and obviously you get the standby effect. So the combo is you can have a full board, bounce this back, get a standby card where Silica used to be, and then you maybe plus again because I don't know, maybe you played out all of your cards because you're a bad player because you're playing standby because standby is bad. But what do you want me to say? This is like, first of all, it's a combo that doesn't do anything for standby's downside, which is the lack of tempo, the lack of soul, and that's huge, right? Like, I believe that's actually huge. It doesn't do anything for that. All it does is add to your hand size, and hand size is not important when you're doing 1-1-2 and your opponent hits you for 2-2-3, and okay, let's say you cancel one of them. You're still behind even if all of your attacks went through. Like,
I mean, you do have cards that give you spot soul. Like, you can run those cards in conjunction with this card.
yeah, but I don't want to run cards which are like of niche use at best in the late game, just to make this like even semi-viable. Like, yeah, I get it. Stand by Kayaba Akihiko, or stand by the 2-2 Kyoto Arsenal, stand by the stupid 2-2 Lisbeth. Like, I've done my research. I don't think any of these cards.
You can stand by the marker card too, which is okay.
Which card is that?
It's the Quasar clone.
Ugh.
Oh, is it that? Is it? Oh, is it the one I showed you last time, Tom? The 2-2 thing.
No.
Yeah, but
did you show me that? I don't remember. But
the point is, if you do that, wait, which card is this? Is it in this set? Because I didn't.
It's in re-edit.
Okay, whatever. So if it's a case of the clone, it's when it reverses something,
rather.
you add a avatar net, right?
Well, that one. No,
you mark. Oh yeah, sure.
Sure. Even if you do that, you're not gonna have until the next turn cycle before you even get one reverse.
Well, that's
unless
why.
you just sacrifice
That's why you run this card.
Oh,
and then that's
God.
like.
I'm just saying. I'm not saying this is good.
Oh my God!
you
You're not
can do.
actually considering that, are you?
I'm just saying you could run that.
Like, yeah, I get the point, but that's so bad. Oh.
Yeah, you are running a lot of cards.
Exactly, that's my point. To make this card even remotely viable, and like you consider you need to have all of these cards, you have to fill your deck with cards that don't do anything in so many situations. For reference, the card he was pointing out was the 1-0 swap your front row with a back row counter.
Right, but at that point, it's its own deck, right? This is clearly not like a good stuff's deck or whatever. This is just deck built around the standby thing.
If you want me to be kind, then I call this niche. But I firmly believe that standby is a correctly underpowered strategy. If it was balanced poorly, standby would almost certainly be broken. And I think they've not only balanced it right, but balanced it in like they balanced it correctly in that this should not be an overpowered effect. They can make the standby characters stronger. Like, this is going backwards. Like the Kuro from Ilya Dry and the Maria from Symphogear are the better ways to use standby. This is not how standby should be used. Or like the Kimono Friends, I guess, because they've got like the 2-1 Alpaca or whatever it's called.
Sure, yeah. They have better standby targets, if you want to say that.
Sure, like this set has good standby targets. It's just.
Are you talking about the
standby?
Lion?
No.
The alpaca's just a standby target. That's it.
Yeah, that's all it is. Like, this set has fine standby targets. It's got this 2-2 massive Elizabeth and the stupid Kayaba Akihiko. That's your thing, but it needs to have more support than that. Like, if it doesn't have good support, then standby is only a random trigger that randomly gets you value, and you can't rely on that ever. I'm going to be generous and call this niche. You can experiment with this. I don't expect it to be good.
Well, there's some builds that might have climax space, like like
a little little boat told me about his revolutionary standby link attack deck. I think he's insane, but it's certainly.
I was more thinking Mother's Rosario, but
That's what I said to him. I'm like, why is Link Attack the first thing you think of? Why not Mother's Rosario, the climax with literally a level 1 and a level 3 combo on a bar? But
what does
yeah.
What does the Penguin think about this card?
Playable plus meta. I'm joking. I'm joking.
I'll put you down as playable plus meta.
I'm joking. But I do think you guys are down playing this card. Like,
I haven't said anything about this card, dude. Don't even.
well, I think calling it niche is downplaying it because like it's a hard +2. It's actually like because you can top check and figure everything out. It's a hard +2. Hard +2.
Okay, sure.
I mean, but like, is that good enough for it to be elevated from like a niche? Because like clearly you have to build around this, right? It's like its own deck. Is that good enough?
Oh.
Is
No.
No.
It's not a hard +2. You can't count this climax player's value because like all you're doing is replacing the card in your hand, getting a card that doesn't do anything. The climax play itself does nothing.
So are you telling me if I call out? Are you telling me that if I call out like a level assist with this, that it isn't a hard +2? Because that's just actually just a hard +2.
Because you're playing a card from that. Oh no, that is right. It is a +2 because you end up with 2 cards. Yeah, all right, sure. If you can get value from that.
Like, it bugs me that it doesn't give any form of soul, but at the same time, triggering standby has always been just the best trigger possible. One of the best triggers possible. It's just a really good like.
Okay, how about answer me this then?
Right, but if it's a good trigger, then is there any reason to like place as a combo?
I mean, the Silica card is a top checker, man. Like,
but you don't. Like, but you don't want to play the climax. You'd rather trigger it.
Well, sometimes you just have it, man. Like, for a top checker, like
this does dig you closer to a potential trigger. If
are you dedicating space to this card? Is what he's asking. No, putting standby in the deck is like.
Imagine a build where I go use this to top check, so I can do 5-card mill brainstorm, 5-card mill brainstorm, and then play combo, bounce summon. It's like it's not that bad. Like if Silica Wife wants to
you just say you hit.
Whoa! Wait! Okay, sorry. Go. Let's keep going. My bad.
It's
okay,
fine.
say you hit one on your brainstorm. Do you still need that hard +2? Like, how about let me pose this question to you. Say from Ilya Zwei, like the first Ilya big booster, the Kuro there, the 2k1 soul combo that was a hard +2 on kill. Like, let's ignore the kill part. Is that a card that you would consider playing?
No, I'm just. Man. Sure, I'll go niche too.
I mean, like, the other thing is, like, say, like, you play this in a Mother's Rosario build, wouldn't you just rather use Yuki instead of this card?
Yeah, if you play Standby Mother's Rosario, it's purely as a trigger.
Yeah.
If you ever draw this card, it is ditch fodder for Yuki. That's what it is.
Yeah, so, yeah.
I mean, like, look, ultimately, this rating is not for Standby, this rating is for Silica. And Silica is, like I said, a generous niche. Because even in Standby decks, I don't see this card being playable. I'm sure you have better top checks. Like, surely you have better top checks, right?
You have like the re-edit Silica that does like a similar scry effect and is also like a kinda plus.
Well, you can just play the bomb because that card still does your 5-card brainstorm thing, and if you see a standby trigger on top, which you would have left there anyway, you have to leave it there anyway.
I think Japan is super high on this though.
That's fair.
Okay.
I mean, they can play whatever they want, right?
Again.
Yeah, I'm just saying like they found a clear positive use.
No. Yeah, what Japan does is they play in a low tempo meta. They play in a meta game where they can expect to get multiple combos of Hanakawa and call that broken. They can expect to get Alpaca at level 1, and that's broken for them because I'm just going to come out and say it. I think that the climax slotting culture is huge over there, from what I hear, and I can't condone that. That's not cool. And if that really is the case, that changes a lot of my views on Japan for the negative. Like right now, I think they're fine, but if that actually is how it goes about, then no.
Yeah,
No.
sure.
All right. So niche and a meta playable plus from the Penguin.
Yo, I said it was niche. Stop flirting with me.
Elizabeth, signal of counterattack. It's a 1045. When it attacks, if you have 2 or more other characters with Avatar on net, this gains 2k power for turn. It's a 6/5 attacker. And up to one's turn, when this is reversed in battle, reveal the top card of your deck. If it's level 2 or higher, you may rest this.
Coin flip.
Yeah. A good attacking coin flip. So, slightly higher value than the level 0 version, but, look, I hate coin.
Is there a rule on which type of coin flip ability they give to cards like this? Because this
It's the worst ability.
This is
I
the
assume
rest.
they're doing
This is the rest version. Other characters get the bounce back to hand, and there's like another one that bounces back to hand like way early before reverse. Like, just kind of weird.
I mean, if it's over spec, it probably gets this because I consider this to be the worst version.
Yeah, but Mari hits higher and it has the best coin flip ability.
Look, the point about Mari is that it was a pushed card because
Sure.
you want to use it over and over again for its come and play thing. So
Wait,
it's
yeah,
not
sure,
outside
sure.
the realm of design, but it is certainly a pushed card. This is not a pushed card. It's a reasonable card. Like it's a fine coin flip card if you want to go that route. But I mean, I appreciate
playable?
the concept of coin flip. I still think it is like I don't see significant value in playing it in a tournament. If I'm going to play something that I don't have to think hard about, I'd rather play like Little Busters or Puyo.
What do you want to give it?
I don't know if a coin flip deck exists. Niche, I guess.
Alrighty, Mr. Penguin.
Niche is fine. I was really curious, so I went back and looked at all the Japan lists that play the Silica level 0, right? They all interacted with the 1/1 hand encore. It's all they want to do. Just go Silica into 1/1 hand encore at level 0.
Oh, okay.
Answer.
Alright.
Which card is this? The 1/1 Silica.
The one we just covered like a few cards ago.
Okay.
Everyone who plays the level 0 will play the 1/1 Silica as a 4-0.
Hey, Mr. Penguin, when was the last time 1175s were meta again?
I'm just saying, man. That's what they decided was good. But this card, onto this card, I think I agree with you. It's niche.
1175s are meta. Silica, bounding cuts, 2155. Your other character in the front row, center slot, gains character encore, and all other all your other characters, including that card, gain 1k. Well, all your other Avatar characters.
This is a.
Doesn't do anything.
It's really weird.
Like a niche card.
It's a standby. There's just really good level 2 sports in the set. I don't know.
In the meta build, you can't really compete with Machine of Ice as far as things go. In my opinion, anyway.
Right. Does Silica have a better assist than this level 2? Does anyone know?
I think this is the best one it has right now.
Okay.
So
well, then I guess it's niche.
niche.
Alright.
I mean, it's still like playable minus if you really need encore. It's not unplayable. Like, it's certainly something you can consider.
I think it's hard to find red space in the deck. Like, it's just hard, man. You're competing with yellow, and everyone.
Well, obviously you'd already be playing red if you're playing this. It's not like you have bad filler to make the color for you either.
Yeah, I'll give it niche, but I can see
Okay.
it.
Next card, Lisbeth, challenging the boss battle.
I love vanillas.
So this is a 00500 clock bond to a 1055, no other text. During your turn, all of your other 1055 no other text gain 2k power.
It's like Legion.
Good budget deck card.
I agree, it is a good budget deck card, but that's
yeah.
not what we talk about here. This card is bad.
I'm gonna bring this to Nats and top with it.
Okay.
You know the other things you told me you're going to bring to Nats on top with? 8-shot Monogatari.
Yeah, dude, you can laugh now, but I'm a winner.
Next card.
Well, if you don't win with 8-shot Monogatari, you're not a winner, and you're just talking out of your ass. Silica, Happy Gesture, 1055.
No,
and this
it's
one,
Keiko with
is
a Keiko with an amazing.
Oh, is it? Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Keiko with an amazed look. 0/0. When this becomes reversed in battle, reveal top card of your deck. If it's level 0 or lower character, add it to hand.
Reverse.
It's like reverse coin flip. They had this card in Kimono.
They also
it's-
have this in Dalsenyo, I believe.
Oh, did they really? Oh, this card's not
It's a
very good.
Hazuki card. So I know because I looked at Hazuki cards. This card is it's unplayable, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think so too.
It's unplayable in Hazuki Waifu. I'd rather play the level 0 vanilla over this, so I can't really see a situation where this is just better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alright. Silica, Happy Gesture. Oh, actually, this card is okay in standard decks that play upwards of 30 level 0s.
Wow, that's an amazing niche right there.
Silica, Happy Gesture, 1055 with text. If there are 3 or fewer cards in your stock, this gains 1/5, so it's a 107k. And the character opposite this gains Conquer. This is probably a fine card, right? Like,
Yeah, it's
You can play this in Silica Waifu.
you know, I feel like to give opponents here to Clock Encore downside is actually a trap. Like, if they actually want to Clock Encore their card, like that's almost as if these type of cards did a clock
Extra damage.
Yeah, it's actually fantastic a lot of the time if they want to Clock Encore.
have I told you about my standard deck that plays this effect and wins the game immediately? No, I think the giving Clock Encore effect can... I mean, 1 damage is... It varies in value over the course of a game. So sometimes when you let them Clock Encore a character that mattered, like for example, if you go over 3 stock with Silica and don't have a way to get rid of stock, this is now 5/5, and maybe they encore to 6/5, and now you have to expend a Pino or something.
That's fair.
Yeah, like I don't think you can strictly say this is a plus or minus in terms of evaluating the card, but I do see where you're coming from. I'm gonna give this a niche rating.
Sure.
I could certainly see this as being one of the better level 1 beaters in a Silica Waifu deck. I don't know why we're taking Silica Waifu so seriously. It's just another one.
Well, I mean, I think you can just splash this in any like red build, right? This is
Yeah, sure.
probably better beater than a lot of your options.
Yeah, it's actually
Like
very
next
good.
one?
Imagine like because the Elizabeth is so costly during the battle phase, right? You can probably get another turn of this being 7k. So.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
Alright, next card, bad, vanilla. Card after that, 2/1/2/5 counter. Counter for 3k. If you're in the market for a red counter, I guess you can play this. I don't know. I don't see a reason to play this.
Bad niche?
No, it's not bad because like your quote unquote strictly better option is the Leafer counter, which is not a 3k counter, so like it's I don't know, man, it's niche. Because you can use it to protect Lisbeth in the Lisbeth waifu deck. The next Lisbeth, this is a 2/2, 6/5, gains 1k for each other outer or net trait. We know how big these cards get. And at the start of Encore Step, if you have no other rested characters in the front row, you may pay 1 to save this, or rest it, or whatever.
They have really liked giving level 2s this power ability recently.
They're trying to push level 2s because level 3 early play is too meta for their liking.
This is
Like
a
they're trying to
potential
give
standby
level 2s.
target.
Yeah, this is the good standby target, like I was talking about earlier.
No, there's a blue one that's really huge too.
It's only huge on their turn, though.
I mean, that's like the relevant. Sure.
What do you mean? This one attacks as a 10-5, unboosted, which is really relevant. That one attacks as like a 7k.
Choosel.
Like, if you're gonna do shenanigans with the 1/0 yellow counter, this is the card you do it with, I think.
Yeah.
Sure, and it survive. Like if it gets run over, you can pay one to save it.
Yeah.
Pay 1+.
Like, it's more resilient than things.
Is it playable?
Well, it's not as resilient as Kayaba Akihiko, but is that his name?
No, this
I
is probably
thought that-
niche, right?
yeah, of course it's niche. It's a standby deck card.
Okay.
Like, why would you play this when you can play like an early play, basically?
Literally,
Um,
anti-change bombs.
Correct, but yeah, no, I still don't see it. This card is still niche for me. Alright, singing makes her happy. If you have no Silica's name, you can't play this from your hand. Reveal the top card of your deck and choose a level X or lower card in your waiting room and add it to your hand, where X is the level of the card revealed this way. I don't even think
This is
Silica White.
bad.
Like, I get that you can get back Pina, which in turn is anything in your hand or field, but
I mean, you can
why?
get back Pino with your Brainstorm.
Correct.
The problem with like getting Peanut back with the brainstorm is like,
Oh, he's a back row card, sure, I guess.
yeah,
Yeah,
like
to
so,
use
this
it.
is a
no.
non-back row Peanut. Oh, I guess it did. It actually had a 1/0 that grabbed Peanut from deck event. So
No, that's not really how it works. Like, you want backup Pinas in hand because the one on field is going to go away. So the next turn you'll have it to play. So you're preparing in advance. But
Oh.
yeah, like, I don't know. I don't think this card does anything. It's like the worst ditch salvage card. Well, it's not even a ditch salvage. Well, it's kind of like a ditch salvage. I don't know. Not a fan.
The Rico was so strong, they had to make it an event.
Like, I mentally compare this to Chihaya Rolling, or like Operation Tornado, and it is ridiculous how different it is. I get that this shows you the top card of your deck, but you don't get to manipulate it, so it's not actually valuable.
Okay.
Well, it's slightly valuable, but not enough for me to play this card.
So, okay.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, I think it's bad, honestly. I cannot see
I
this.
wouldn't. I don't know if you'd. Yeah.
Alright,
Samurai
next
dude.
card. Former Strong Enemies, 3/3. Deal 4 damage to your opponent.
dude, it's Xenon.
Wow. No, it's better than Xenon, dude. It only costs 3 stock.
Holy, you're right. Oh my god. You turn every Leafa into your deck into a Xenon.
Alright, that was red, and we'll be back later with blue.